How's it going, everyone? This is Michael for Spirit Comics. Welcome to my review of Red Hood and the Outlaws number 14. If you remember in the previous issue, prior to the annual, Lex Luthor apparently cured Bizarro, made him better, but then he appeared to be different, because he looked like a really intelligent person there at the end. Even the way he phrased the words that came out of his mouth was different. So we start Red Hood and the Outlaws number 14 with Bizarro Reborn Part 1. And this is a very interesting cover, because it gives us a little hint of what this issue is going to be about. And we see Jason, Todd, and Artemis there in the background discussing, while we see Bizarro here at the panel of something or other, doing some research perhaps. So let's get into the story, and let's try, full screen. Okay, we start this story with both Red Hood and Artemis out on patrol, Gotham City. Let's just say there have been a few changes around. Flying is cool, he says. I don't disagree. Bizarro Reborn Part 1. Is that second page? Yeah, that's second page. So apparently Artemis and Red Hood are using jetpacks to get around so they can fly. Sorry, kids. That truck does not belong to you. Besides, you're practically brainless minions. What do you need $11 million for? Blam 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 blam! The devices are in place. Let's hope Bizarro is correct about their functionality. I'm Red Hood, she's Artemis. We're 2/3 of a team posing as outlaws. Bizarro is the third member. Until about a week ago, I described him as the muscle of the group. But the jetpacks, the teleportation disc, even the intel on this truck jacking, all him. No! My puppets! My Dollatrons! How dare he fire at them? You've never met Red Hood? Now this statement doesn't make any sense to me. He says, in continuity? No. There isn't much he won't dare, Artemis says. And your name is? It doesn't matter. You won't be conscious enough to remember it. And oh, look at the way that they've drawn her. Very good. Excellent. Red Hood says, Pig isn't really known as a criminal mastermind, so he had to lift this halt from someone who actually knows his way around Gotham's underground. Penguin. You're an odd bird, Hood. Why would you save my money from these piglets? Never played Finders Keepers, Cobblepot? Relax, I just teleported it away. It still exists, it's just mine. Just a good guy acting like a bad guy. Have to keep up appearances. You people are going to pay for that. At least we'll have the money to. Am I right? And so they finish up the job. Basically, they free the mindless prisoners. The Daltrons are another example. I didn't shoot them with bullets. They were nano syringes. I injected them with a cure. And you know what? And what do you know? Relax, take it easy. You're going to be fine, I promise. But Pig, he won't be hurting you anymore. The antitoxin Bizarro whipped up is countering the chemical cocktails Pig used on these poor people. It's incredible how fast it is. Freeze, Outlaws! Artemis knows no matter how much good they try to do, they always wind up getting in trouble for something or other. Because they are outlaws, but they still have their hearts in the right places. Stop, or we'll shoot! Blam, blam, blam! And Red Hood says, You already are shooting. So yeah, no stopping. Must you antagonize everyone? Artemis says. And boy, did you guys do an excellent job on the artwork. I mean, this has to be one of the premier books from DC Comics. Nearby. Who do I antagonize? I think that went well as an inaugural effort, Bizarro says. See, that's not the way he usually talks. And then Ma Gunn says, Can I help you, Miss Gunn? I came across these letters recently in my home. They're from Jason's late father to his son. I often hid letters from parents to my wayward charges. It made them easier to control. The past is in the past, Faye. We're doing important work here. Jason needs to keep his eye on the ball. Of course, you're right. Thank you, Bizarro. Not a problem. Not yet. So, there might be a problem? Let's keep reading. And oh my gosh, the way you guys draw Artemis is just, you show every inch and curve of her. Joe Bennett on pencils, Sean Parsons inks, and Veronica Gandhi and Blonde on colors. You guys do a great job. Thank you for this. She looks wonderful. So Artemis says, I scarcely believe you grew up in this concrete toilet you call Crime Alley. Jason says, if you can call it growing up, with Bizarro helping us, helping me, us, it is the first time I feel like we can actually make a difference around here. Bizarro. We or him? Artemis says. You're going to make this about ego? Jason, last week he had an IQ of 30. Today, it is 300 and climbing with no end in sight. You're nervous? I'm cautious. Just because Lex Luthor made him smarter doesn't mean... What's happening? A tractor beam? But who? Guess we'll find out in a second. To me, mistress. Her axe. Bizarro, you getting any of this? And he responds. Loud and clear, Jason. Welcome home, friends, to our clearly new and much improved secret headquarters. A labor of love from me and my ever-expanding intellect to you. Consider a gift to thank you for keeping an eye on me when I was less helpful than I am today. Yeah, Jason says. Thank you, or you're welcome, I guess. And Artemis is not sure about this. I mean, look at her stance. That's either cautious or ready for battle. This place goes on forever, but how? We didn't see it from below, from down below. Now, I don't understand this stuff that he says, but here's what he says. Spatial visual distortion and post-gravity stabilizers. To anyone not inside this complex, it is just another starry night in Gotham. I have to quantify forever. It is actually only a city block wide. I didn't want to appear ostentatious. So you made all this by yourself? Artemis asks. He says, but while you were out this morning. But when else would I have the opportunity to construct something so complex without distraction? Then Artemis is getting even more curious. Where a distraction? And Jason is like a kid in a candy factory. Holy B, this is amazing. You built us our own invisible Batcave over the city? Just wow. Please don't be impressed yet. Allow me the honor of giving you a tour of our new facilities. Totally. Lead the way. Artemis says, wait, what? How is... My apologies, Lady Artemis. I should have predicted that would be a little disconcerting. And he says, that is a holographic projection I'll leave behind to monitor the parameters of my predictive criminal alternative program. Predictive? Sounds a little too proactive, no? Ha! Ounce versus cure. You get it? I guess. The intent is noble, apparently, Artemis says, with a small smile. And I love the color of her hair, how it shines in this panel. Let us begin with a trip to the armory, Bizarro says. I like the sound of that already. And here in the armory, it looks like they have just about everything, even a type of a, Batmobile. Only maybe might be called the Outlaw Mobile. Who knows? And so Bizarro says, and I humbly call this the garage, which is admittedly a bit of an understatement. That is like every kind of awesome, and then a little more, Jason says. Welcome to the war room, Bizarro says. From here, we can continue to plot your war against crime. And Artemis says, that's it. I need to know, is this is a lot of chairs, dude. Wait, what in the seven beards is up with that door? Why is it in every room? Where does it lead? Bizarro says, it isn't the door that is important. It is the doorway to everywhere. So they open the door, and what do they see? The Batcave. Define everywhere, Artemis says. It is called quantum translocationalism. We're not actually moving as much as the doorway aligns itself with latent wormholes inherent in the Omniverse's temporal DNA. And ladies and gentlemen, I did not understand a bit of that. Went right over my head. Do you have any idea of the security in the Batcave? Jason says. Even Batman couldn't break in if he lost his key. After you, Bizarro says. And so they don't enter the Batcave. But won't we just go back to our place? Will we? This is the Fortress of Solitude. Superman's like Club of One. I was here once as a kid. And see Superman Annual 11. Rob. I guess that's a Rob Lobdell who writes Red Hood and the Outlaws. Maybe that was before Red Hood and the Outlaws? I don't know. Do you know how much trouble we'd get in if he found us here? I can't imagine, he says. I'm practically his younger brother. We might as well be family. Family who never actually invited you over. Outlaws, we have a situation, the hologram says. Goddess! We'll be right there. One step through the quantum door later, disengaged. So, what's up? My computer analysis has predicted a crime about to happen. And all of a sudden they see a holographic projection of Arkham Asylum? Jason, I suspect you recognize this place. And at that very moment, in the halls of Arkham Asylum, bleeding hearts believe they could keep me here, that they could help me, heal me, but I got all the help I need by bribing that guard. How surprised he'll be when I take my money back and force him to watch as I slaughter his family. How many scars will that be? How many more victims will be carved into the body of Victor, whatever your name is, because I can't pronounce it. Eh? And all of a sudden, the Outlaws emerge. Artemis says, and wow, look at look at how they drew her. Wow, just wow. If you're looking for a new scar, allow me, says Artemis. I do dare say that Artemis could give Wonder Woman a run for her money in the looks department. And so, on the streets of Gotham, come on, he's not coming, Harlan. Bizarro comes and visits this dude. We know you slipped him a passkey, that you wouldn't have helped him if you weren't desperate. Please, you don't. My son, he's very sick. The bills, they will be paid. He will get the treatment he needs. I'll talk to the judge at your hearing, Bizarro says. Artemis and Jason can only watch in awe. So back in their now new secret headquarters, Artemis isn't thrilled, Bizarro says. She's a soldier. She likes order. Hates change. She'll come around. Thank you for everything. Now, I do think that you guys could have done a little bit better with Jason Todd here, because he doesn't really look like himself. He looks like a, younger version of himself, like about 10 years, sort of. And look at the goofy smile on his face. I guess it's being in the new headquarters as him all riled up, or whatever. Good night. You going to bed? Soon, says Bizarro. Then he does something strange. He sits in that chair, which the hologram was in. Then looks into the holographic panel or whatever it is, and what we see is the Bizarro that we've come to know and love. You know this am not forever, right? Yes, I know. The beginning of the beginning, or the beginning of the end. So that's it for Red Hood and the Outlaws issue number 14. What did you all think of it? I thought it was good, but a little bit confusing. So let me know what you thought. Leave your comments down below. And please do subscribe to Spirit Comics if you're new. Also, please do smash that bell like She-Hulk so you'll be notified of all new uploads. And please do like and share this video with others so they can enjoy it as well. Till next time, true readers.